I'm Ren Lo. I'm a third year biosci major.
So my name is Tao. I am a fourth year student at UCI. I'm majoring in international studies and public health policy.
My name is Duncan Chung, and I'm a fourth year right now, and I study aerospace engineering.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm a second year business admin major at UCI.
I'm Luisa. I'm a fourth year political science major and urban planning and public policy minor.
Hello, my name is Matthew. I am a fourth year student at UCI. I'm studying business administration with an emphasis in marketing and operations and management. I guess one thing about me, I'm actually getting ready to graduate in about a week or so. So time is ticking, but I'm excited. Definitely in the business major, you're doing a lot of presentations, whether it's a solo presentation or a group presentation. I think that's definitely one thing that sets the business major apart is you're doing a lot more presentations than a lot of other majors. And it can be intimidating, it can be scary, but most of the time you are going to be working in a group setting with classmates in the same class, and you're going to be working on some kind of final project or final presentation to give in front of the entire class at the end of the quarter.
Well, the last presentation I gave was for a class where I had to build a small robot with my group mates. And so in that sense, it was like a group project where we all had to speak to the class. It doesn't really happen very often, but when it does, everyone is in that same sort of like nervous, right? Because none of us are really used to it.
So I haven't had too many presentations, but I've had like quite a few group work assignments. And the biggest difference is that your groups are very random. So like, unlike high school where you know everyone in the class, you know who has the best work ethic, who's the smartest, who's going to help you the most. When you're in college, you don't know anyone in that class. So a lot of times group work is assigned randomly by the instructor, in which case you don't get a pick, you don't, you know, or more commonly is like you literally turn to the person next to you and you're like, hey, do you want to be in a group together? Like that's how it always is. And then like it's the same situation of you don't know whether that person is going to be reliable or not. So I feel like communication is really important, like getting their email and emailing each other, or sometimes people even like exchange phone numbers and have like a group chat to like communicate and make sure like, hey, we need to get this part done by this day, and like to not be afraid to reach out to them or to put pressure if they're not holding up their weight.
Classes range from 300 to 350 students a lot of the time, but I have had a little bit of experience. For the most part, it has to do with labs. So when you're in lab, you don't necessarily split the work necessarily. It's more of a collaboration. You both have equal input to the work you do, but the work is your own, I suppose. And especially when you are dealing with hands-on learning, like within labs, I think it's the utmost importance to have to be talking, conversing with your lab partners, and being able to throw ideas back between one another and be able to, I guess, think critically together. Yeah.
I would say on average, definitely not 300, which is nice because that sounds scary. But I would say on average, maybe anywhere from 40 to 60. So not too big, not too big.
If you're really scared of like doing presentations in front of a huge room and a ton of people, you probably aren't going to, because with the way that like timing works and like with a limited class time, like if you're in a massive GE class with over 100 something kids, there's a very high chance that you won't have a presentation project for that class. Yeah, it just takes up too much time. So like
I'd say to like be very comfortable and be prepared. Practice your speech, know what you're talking about, and you should be good.
But for group works, I only had a couple in a virtual setting. So being proactive and don't be shy with like poking your group mates about their assignments and holding each other accountable, because it's really important that everyone, carries their own weight, or not, then you're kind of stuck with that group.
Many projects that you do aren't possible in one sitting. So a lot of times there's issues with communication, or for example, when people have schedules that don't really match up, it's really hard finding like time section where it matches everyone.
It is really helpful if your group appoints or chooses some kind of leader, or maybe the teacher already chooses a leader for you. But if there is a group leader that is able to, give the group some kind of organization and direction, then the whole process will be much smoother. Sometimes you can be in a group where you just might not work as well together, and maybe everyone's a little bit more quiet, or maybe everyone does not agree on everything. So when it comes to deadlines, maybe you're behind on deadlines, or you're unorganized in getting certain assignments done. So if you're able to choose a leader, and able to talk out the deadlines with your group and assign different tasks to each person, then the process will go much smoother, and you won't have to cram a bunch of assignments last minute. Definitely, I have had those experiences where one of my classmates just, is not doing their part to contribute to the group. It can be hard to, try to tell them what to do because you're just their classmate. But again, if you're able to have that structure and that leadership in the group, then you can politely say, like, everyone has an assignment to do. If everyone could please complete their assignment by this date, because everyone understands that this is group work. The group will receive a group grade. So everyone's contribution and participation affects everyone else.